Hello and welcome to this video, and we're playing white against Geksofon. So we're gonna play e4. We've got a provisional rating of 1766, but we've only played 2 games on the server. So knight f3. Okay, so we're going into a Ruy Lopez and bishop c5, and bishop a4. Okay, I'm not too familiar with this line, so it's ensuring that his pawns don't get broken up. Um, I think we can play c3 here to try and play d4. So let's go with that. Alright, so he goes for this. Can we play d4, e takes d4, c takes d4. So we get this with tempo on the bishop as well, because we're attacking the bishop on c5. And where's that bishop going to go to? Okay, it goes back to b6. So this is quite good in a way because it blocks the b7 pawn, so I don't have to worry about my bishop getting kicked here. So I think just a normal move, knight c3. He's playing this. This opens a threat of playing bishop g4 to pin my knight, so I think we can play h3 to just stop that threat. We want our knights here supporting our 2 central pawns. Okay, so it breaks with f5. Let's see if we take that, knight gets into the game. Just check the checks, bishop b3 or queen b3, check, king moves back. So the obvious way would be to play e5 after d takes, d takes. We have a pawn on e5, so I think that's the right way to play because I don't want to help his development by taking on f5. So the problem with commentary is that you take a lot longer to make your moves because you're explaining your thought process. So he plays knight g6. So we could try this intermediate move. d5 hits the knight. Once the knight moves, we then play e6. But of course, if we play d5, then he plays knight takes here. So this is the reason why this doesn't work. What about the check first? This could work. Bishop b3 check, then play d5. Still doesn't really help me. So what about taking this first? bc. Yeah, I can't quite see that working. So I think I'm just gonna take on d6. Okay, so that's not too bad for me in terms of pawn structure now. Actually thinking about just jumping into d5 myself, hitting the bishop on b6. We've still got these checks, okay. And I'm going to play now bishop b3. I think my bishop's done its work there. Okay, he just moves out of that thing. Now we can gain a tempo on the queen. Queen hasn't got that many moves here. Queen e8's probable. Okay, it's fine. So probably rook e1 to get on the open e file. He's got twice as much time as me. But I think my position is decent. Okay, so can't quite take that. Let's maybe just keep things simple. Okay, so he's coming into h3, but that looks okay. Let's play rook c1, getting on the c file. So we've got the open files at the moment. His development is not easy because his bishop's blocked. So okay, plays rook f5. This looks quite good. It's hitting the bishop here. He's got some back rank issues here. So my bishop's not really under threat. Thinking about queen here to put some more pressure on. Okay, maybe the threat is to take this now, because if I take that, so let's go Okay, let's go here so that we keep our protection of d4. Ah, actually, this is still losing the d4 pawn, isn't it? Because knight takes bishop. Ah, but I'm getting a tempo on the rook. So you've got to move your rook first, and I can come back with my knight to defend d4. So what are you going to do? Rook g5 here? Got to be a little bit careful here. Rook g5, there are some threats to my king, is not that happy. Okay, just comes back. So let's defend the d pawn. Down to a minute now. With queen d2, I'll get some pressure on f4. Really needs to move his queen, but I don't see any good squares for him that don't. He can't go queen on the e file. Queen, he can't go on the c file. If he goes to f7, then he's getting some discovered attacks. Okay, so he just moves that. So let's continue with our plan. I go queen d2, putting some pressure on f4. And we may be able to play something like knight b4. Okay, queen f4. So we could enter with the knight, could knight e7 and enter. I'm going to give that a try. Pre-move the recapture with the rook. So if knight takes knight, rook takes knight. Okay, so now we're hitting g7 on the 7th rank. So this pawn now can't move, otherwise we take the bishop on a7. So bishop d7 is also not possible. I think my position's pretty good. This rook can come down to the 7th, and that's going to cause all sorts of problems. Okay, so queen. I think we just double on the 7th rank. Now we're hitting g7. And there are some lines where we can play rook f7 takes, hits the queen, and then if queen moves, then we get rook f8. So this is starting to look good. Let's try that now, because that's with tempo. And again, pre-move the rook capture. So if rook takes rook, rook takes rook, the queen is attacked, it's defended by the bishop on b3. Okay, you're giving up your queen, so I'm going to have to take it. So interesting sacrifice there, probably good. Alrighty, let's try to go queen c3, hits the bishop on c7. Down to 42 seconds. My back rank is okay. So, okay, bishop there. Alright, I think I want to play d5 to give the... d5 is bad because it blocks in my bishop, but it gives my square, gives my knight a square here. Okay, let's try and get this going. Now rook c... Rook c8 is coming. I'm going to have to go to queen there. Rook c8, queen d2 to cover c1 and d4. And I'm going to try and get my knight in here if I get the chance. So on rook c8, queen d2, on okay, let's get this in now. Attacks the rook. If you attack, I'm going to take this pawn is defended. Okay, I'm going to... okay, can't do that. Alright, I'm hitting b7. I'm worried about this move f3. But, okay. So let's just go king there, then I might be able to play it. Alright, I'm going to play this move. That stops the f pawn moving. Okay. Queen here. I'm trying to get in if I can. Or queen here and then push the e pawn. That's the idea. Okay, let's try that. Okay. Alright. It's difficult to find a plan now. It's just come down to a blitz battle now. Try and play h5. I think I may be one on time. What's going on here? Yeah, so I just won on time here because he ran out of time. Okay, so not the way I wanted to win. Not sure what's happening in this final position. Looks like it's probably holdable by black. I think white's better. We have, let's see, points, 9 points, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 points versus 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, so black's a little bit ahead, but I think if anyone's going to win, it's white. But I don't think I can make any progress here in the final position. I'd have to somehow dislodge this rook and this bishop. I think my plan would be something like a3, b4, to dislodge this bishop and then try and make a breakthrough on the queen side. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll be back for the next one soon.